put the controller down. Today I'm going to show you a piece of software for free you can use to create your ultimate virtual drone shot. But before I do continue, please like, subscribe and share. So what you need to do is hop onto your web browser. So I'm using Google Chrome here on my Windows 11 device, and I'm going to hop on to this software called Google Earth Studio. To access Google Earth Studio, what you need to do is in your Google Chrome browser, in the search bar, do a search for Google Earth Studio like this. And when you do that, you need to click on the first link here. Now you need a Google account and you need to fill in a form, and it should take a day for you to be able to get access to Google Earth Studio. So you click on here, it will open up the website. I've already filled out the form, they've given me access. It will bring this page. You click on Try Earth Studio up here at the top right hand corner, click on that, and if you haven't tried it and it's your first time, you will need to fill out a form to access this software. Once you have done that, once you have been granted permissions you need to access Google Earth Studio, you should be presented with a screen like this. Now you can see Google Earth, you can see the globe, you can see menu options here at the top like this. But if you go down here, this is an animation tool for Google Earth imagery. So what we're going to do for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you very quickly how you can create a quick visual animation, panning down, zooming down into the earth, onto a city, onto a famous landmark, and spiraling around that famous landmark. Go and click on this green button here which says blank project. Click on the down arrow on the right of it. You will see an option which says quick starts. I'm going to click on quick starts because I'm going to quickly show you how to do this using a template. It will bring up some options for you in terms of the quick start project. So you can select a project template to begin, and that's what I'm going to use. There's different or variations of different ones you can use. If you hover over it with your mouse or with your cursor, you can see the zoom to one here. If you want to zoom in into a particular place, you can do that. You can hover over the orbit and it will orbit around a particular landmark like the Colosseum here, point to point, so it takes you from one point to another point around the world. You've got the spiral one. Click on the arrow here, there's some more templates here, so you've still got the orbit, you've got the spiral, but the one I particularly like is this one, fly to and orbit, which is pretty nifty. So you've got the Eiffel Tower there. So I'm going to click on that, and then it will put a blue outline around it, and then at the bottom you just simply click on start. And this works on your web browser. So what it's done now, it's brought this page up here. So this is your globe, and at the bottom it's asking us to set our point of interest. So what I'm going to do is zoom in. So I'm going to find where I am on Earth. Here we are, we're in the UK. So my point of interest is possibly going to be somewhere in London. Move our point of interest. So it's in the middle, keep going down. Yeah, that's the O2 there, look. That is going to be my point of interest. I can zoom in even more just to double check. Right, that's my point of interest, the O2 arena. So I'm going to click on the green arrow. And then here, what I can do is see a preview. So it's the video is previewing now, showing you it's coming down, zooming down, and it's doing a spiral around the O2 arena there, which looks pretty cool already. So down here it gives you some options that you can toggle with. Now if I pause this preview of my video, you can change the end altitude from this slide bar, move it to the left, so you can navigate the camera down a bit, pan it down, pan it up, or leave it as is. So it's entirely up to you how you want to customize or personalize this video even more. The orbit radius, this one on the right, what you can do is the slide bar again. You can pan it away from the actual landmark area. So you're capturing the whole view of it, or zoom in, and that's entirely up to you. The target altitude, so that's how high or how low you want the camera to go. And the approach angle is another important one. You can move that in terms of the angle you want it to be, in terms of how north you want it. And here you can either check this box to make the camera go clockwise or anti-clockwise here. If you're happy with all this, you can play the video just to check like this. And if we're happy, then we click on this green arrow here. Now, this specific section of the wizard is asking you how long do you want the video to play for. So if you want the video to play for longer, you move this slide bar across to the right. If you want it to play for less time, you move it to the left. So if you want to put your own number in there, you can highlight through the cursor and put 30 seconds. Let's create a 30-second video like this. Then click on the green tick here. Now, what it will do now, it will open up a timeline similar to what most video editors you see on most video editors, with the timeline at the bottom. So at the top here, you can see the timeline of the video. You can see the actual video preview here. You can see the controls here at the top. On the left side, you can add attributes. You can change the longitude, latitude, attitude, camera target, all those specific elements there. But I'm going to show you some more attributes you can add to the video as well. Let me just play the video as is. So the camera's coming down. There's the O2, and it's just panning around the O2, and it'll do that for 30 seconds because the video length is 30 seconds there. So it's capturing the whole of the landmark there. And just imagine you having to do that using a drone. You may not capture the right footage first time round. There may be some wind, there may be obstacles, your battery may run out. So those are the things you may need to take into consideration. Now, you may have seen this add attributes link here. If you click on it, what you can do, you can change or adjust the camera's field of view. So you can enable that or disable that, and it will add another option at the bottom. Let me just click off it, click on done, and you can see a field of view here. You can change the field of view by increasing or decreasing the field of view angles. So if you want to capture the whole of the O2 arena, so I noticed in the preview this part wasn't being captured. So now the whole thing will be captured, and you can check the field of view now, so you can make sure the whole O2 arena has been captured there. Let's go back to add attributes here. You can change the time of the day. So if you click on time of the day here, it will add some more information here. Click on done, scroll down, and you got the environment here. Currently it's at 11:46 GMT, and it's using today's date. Let's do later on today. So let's put in 18:46. So that's later on in the evening. Let's check my video now. You can see it's near sunset. If I move this slider across to the left, go down, because of the time of the day, it's a bit darker, sunset's appearing, but you can see the time of the day is different. But let's say you want it completely at night time here. So let's say you want 10 o'clock, 10:46 in the evening, like that. You put that time in there, click off it, and this is in the night time now. You can click on it, and you can see it's darker. The time of the day is different. This is capturing the O2 arena in the night. Okay, let's move the time so it's at 8 o'clock, or maybe 7 o'clock actually. 7:46. And there you go, that's much better. That's the shot I wanted actually. Near sunset. And you can see the O2 arena, the shading, the lighting, the effects there. That for me is a much better shot. So that's what I want to capture in the final render. Click pause, go back to add attributes. Down here, you can click on clouds, show or hide the clouds. You can have an ocean overlay and 3D buildings. Newer satellite imagery may be available when 3D buildings are hidden. And you can just play around with it. This is what I'm trying to say. So you can see that now. That's the shot I've got. That's the shot I want. So here you will see these menu options here. So you got file, you got edit, view, overlays, animation. But if you go to file and go to project settings, what you can do here is change the dimensions of your project. So this means it's going to be a 4K video. It's going to capture the Earth. You can capture the Moon and Mars. We're going to focus on the Earth. This is how long the video is going to last for. It's 30 FPS, but what I'm going to do is change this to 60. Click on done. And what that will do, it just means it enhances the quality of the final render. There we go. And that's the O2 there. It's pretty nifty, 30 seconds long. And if you want to change again some more attributes here on the left, you can do that as well. Once we're happy with this video and we want to export it as a video file, what we need to do once the video stops playing, click on pause, top right hand corner here, you see this red render icon or button. Click on render. And what it will do, it will ask you for some details or to confirm some details. So the video is going to be O2 Arena render. So this is my O2 Arena render. You've got two options here. Do you want to save it as an image sequence or a video? But if you save it as a video, it'll be saved in the cloud. You need to wait for the final result. Click on that and then the destination will be in cloud renders and you'll get a notification once it's been rendered. Here you can adjust the frames, you can adjust the dimensions, and here the attribution, currently it's at the bottom right hand corner, here the watermark. You can change the placement of this attribution. You can have it at the top left, you can have it at the top center, you can have it top right. Currently it's at the bottom right, that's where it was, but you can move it, you can drag it along. So if you want it further down here, you can do that here in the actual video. So you can have it right here, so it's sort of out the way. So you've got the main landmark showing here. You've got an advanced option here, click on the down arrow, and you can change other advanced options for your final footage. Once you're happy with this, you click on submit, and what it's doing now is sent the video to the cloud to be rendered. To access the video, see the progress of the render at the top here in the options, go to animation, go to cloud renders here. And you can see the project that you've just edited and you've just asked to be rendered. You can see the progress of that project here. And what we're going to do is just going to wait for the project to be rendered. It should take 20 minutes, but I'm just going to wait for this to be finished.
A few moments later.
Now the rendering has finished. This has reached 100%. You're probably wondering, how do we download this onto your device? You can see this little download icon here. It tells you the expiration date of the download, but just click on that and you will see the video file has been downloaded onto your device. So if I flip over to my files and folders, you can see the file there, double click on it, and there is the video there. It looks ace, absolutely smooth, 60 FPS, sunset. One more time, zoom in, there we go. Hope this video has helped you. Please do check out Google Earth Studio, like, subscribe and share.